All right, guys, good afternoon. Welcome aboard to our weekly market recap. This is going to be for YouTube and also for our Discord members who are part of our server. And if you haven't joined our server yet, make sure to click the link in the description below. I hope there's the website. The website is there. Click on that so you can get access to the Discord channel and different plans that we have. Glad to have you on board. The Dow closed up 22 points, pretty much uneventful OPEX day. The Nasdaq up 0.11%, S&P up about 0.09%. So pretty uneventful day. You can see the dollar pretty much flat. OPEX didn't do much. Yields, let me see. Yields actually boosted up a little bit, 3.57%. Dollar was down. High yield credit did well. That's why the Nasdaq was up a little bit. Put call ratios are getting depressed. And look at the VIX, 1677, down 2% this today. All right, so let's go ahead and go over our trades for the week first. 5 out of 6 this week in terms of the signals. JP Morgan hit 40%, got as high as 85%. That was calls. AMD, 88 puts. We caught those. The Apple calls. Again, I talked about that this morning on the morning note. Again, we just pretty much got chopped to death. So, and then we had Boeing calls, DraftKings, which was very nice. Again, the expiry is for next week, even though we taught that. That actually hit as high as 75% today. So well done, DraftKings is actually in the money. And Tesla 150 puts, we caught that yesterday. And then the news of Tesla actually increasing the price on some of their models made the stock go higher today. Tesla jumped up 1.28%. So glad that we got out of those. Let's go ahead and go over it together. JPM, first one. We'll do this week. Let me see if I can get the last 5 days on a 15-minute chart. You can see Monday. We got in on last week, and with this jump, we went on Friday, and we held it. Got as high as 140, 178. We had the 140 calls. Well done. Other than that, it just chopped away. It did close in the money. So again, well, I didn't remember. I didn't have a runner. I closed that. So again, hopefully you didn't keep it unless you wanted to get it exercised. But JPM did end the session in the money. Let's go ahead in terms of the week. AMD, we had a put. You can see that we got in April 17th. That was this Monday. Had that drop. I think we got out of the same day, and then it bounced and then chopped again. So we would have got back to it on Wednesday, but again, those premiums would have got hit. I think we got out the same day, so well done on AMD. Continuing that flush. If we go ahead and take a look at the hourly, AMD still has a little more room to the downside. Again, it's holding that 50-day moving average. I have an alert at 88. If 88 breaks, I'm going to take a look at some puts on AMD. That'll probably be on the watch list this week. Apple. This one was tough because we actually were up 30% this week on it. And, well, what happens? We get reversed on. We got it on Tuesday, had a nice pop, and then we came back down. We had a sore job. We got it Wednesday, sorry. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Wednesday, the day of the Tesla announcement. We fell a little bit, and then we got back to the level where we got in, and then we just kind of chopped around. Thursday, really didn't do nothing, and Friday we just gapped down. Just a tough one to swallow on that one. You could see on daily chart, really no resistance. The next resistance really is 171.23. There's a gap to fill there. We're above major moving averages, so we just ran out of time on that one. That's a tough one. Take a look at Boeing. Boeing was a quick snipe. We caught that. We had the 210 calls. We ended the week at 205.15. We were playing this gap fill. We pretty much got out exactly at the top in the money, around 210.89. That's how you execute. Well done, team. Again, we were playing that gap fill. We did not get that gap to fill yet on Boeing. Maybe if we get to that 100 moving average here on the daily, we can see if we can bounce and play that gap fill up. If not, if we break below the 100, we'd have to wait for 193 or so to play a little more downside action, as there is a gap to fill here on Boeing, right around 190. So if you're trying to get under it, the best bet will probably be below 195. There is another gap to fill here at 197.77. Maybe if we do break 202, we can take a look at the 195 puts on Boeing. But again, we can see that we rejected that 20-day moving average. So Boeing, pretty much at least near term, is going to be looking like a short. Take a look at DraftKings. DraftKings, I even tweeted about this one. you can see kind of the quad top, and we finally broke out. Finally broke out. It is trading at 22.01 if you have the runner on it. On DraftKings, we had the 22 calls. That is for next week expiry. We took it. I took it for 37%. I was waiting for that 40% screenshot. Of course, I closed 4 points too early. No big deal. The stock, the actual trade went up to 75% on the actual session. So, I mean, pretty much the same deal. You know, even with this choppiness of the market, let's take a look at the market in general. You can see how pretty much how weak this week was. It wasn't much going on. Let's expand this. And again, this is the last 5 days. This is this week. Nothing. Nothing on the indices. IWM was actually green. NASDAQ was the weakest. But again, there's still opportunities out there, guys, to play options. We try to do futures. We got stopped out flat. But, you know, that's the name of the game, and we just have to do our best moving forward. So, pretty great week. Again, my bar is a little higher. I wanted undefeated, but we're doing very, very well for April. 5 out of 6 week. Can't be too mad at that. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. S&P 500, again, pretty much 4150, a key magnet line. Just nothing happening. You got to get above this key level, guys, for a breakout. It's right here, the 100-week moving average here at 4204. That's what we're looking for. If we break above that, we'll take a look at continuation. If we get below 4120, which is the 20-day moving average, again, that's our momentum indicator, 4127, 4120, we break that, we'll start taking a look at some shorts all the way down to 4055, possibly to 4,000 if we get a little bit of a meltdown in terms of earnings or something like that, some kind of catalyst. Let's take a look here. We got some earnings coming this week, or next week, excuse me. Let's go and take a look at it. Okay, so here's kind of the game plan. We have Coca-Cola on Monday. I'm not really worried about that. That's first thing in the morning. Monday, nothing really happening. Tuesday, we have Microsoft and Alphabet right after the close, so maybe we get a little bit of a run-up into earnings. Verizon, UPS, Halliburton, GM, McDonald's, pretty much an all-time high. Nothing there that I want to play because the volume is so weak. I don't want to kind of stray from mega cap tech either because that's where all the volume is. Boeing on Wednesday, Meta after the close on Wednesday, Roku's there, they move. Trying to see what's another stock here that moves. Thursday we have AAL, American Airlines, Caterpillar we were watching for a possible move. We'll put that on the watch list this week. Amazon is on Thursday, Intel, Snap, and then ExxonMobil, Chevron on Friday. So the week after will be Apple. So this is pretty much the one earnings report session. You know, Microsoft, Meta, Alphabet, Amazon, all big names. So we're going to definitely pay attention. This is like the gauntlet of earnings. So expect a lot of moving, a lot of chopping, and we'll see where we go from there. Let's go ahead and kind of chart up together. Let's go and take a look at Microsoft. Again, I think that Tesla yesterday proved that we don't have to play ahead of earnings in order to profit. Let's wait for the reaction. Maybe we play the run-up. You can see Microsoft, we do have an alert at 292.53. That's your resistance right here. You're above the 20-day moving average. There is a gap to fill here at 276.16. If we break a little bit below, maybe we can possibly squeeze out a short, maybe, but not the best either. You can see this topping pattern, double top. Maybe 276 is on the way. Let's see if we can break below 281 or 280 to get into the 275 puts on Microsoft. Maybe starting to roll over. We'll see. Did we hit our resistance on ES? That's really the key. Keep an eye on Boeing. I think we talked about that. Again, Boeing is right below the 20-day, so maybe a short. Let's take a look at Meta. Meta is below the 20-day, so we're starting to break some levels here, at least on some momentum. And you can see that there's a big gap to fill on Meta from, they believe, their last earnings. So we also got another gap here at 183. So let's see if it does hold at least above 210. If it breaks below 210, maybe we can play the 200 puts. I have no problem doing that. So let's make sure to break below on Meta 209.99 or 210, and we'll play puts. And if, again, what we want to do is if we do break out above 222, there's a gap to fill at 230.89. So Meta is definitely going to be on something we're going to be looking at very, very closely. Amazon actually broke out on the hourly. I was watching that. I was talking to the server on our premium signals. And you can see on Amazon here, we need to break 108.15. That's not a very key level, but it would be the confirmation of a breakout above the 200-day moving average, and then we can target the 110 calls. I was planning to get into the 110 calls this week, but we decided to just sit on our hands and just wait it out. No need to add risk with the weekend. We have no risk on the weekend, thank God. We can sleep soundly this weekend knowing that we're going to be okay. Nothing crazy might happen, or nothing affects at least our short-term positions. So 108.15, that's a level I'm looking for Amazon if we do break out of that. If we were to come back down, let's see if we break below 103.96. If that does happen, we can take a look at that 20-day moving average as a little bit of a magnet, which is 101.68 to the 100 area, just to get back to this green line where we have been chopping around now really for about a month. So again, do we get a reversion of the mean, or do we finally break out to levels not seen since January? That's Amazon. Let's go and take a look at Google. Alphabet. Alphabet still needs to fill that gap at 110.81. We're above the 20-day moving average. Let's see if we can get above this line here of 108.78. But I'm not going to place an alert there. Actually, yeah, let's do that. 108.78. If we do break above that, then we'll play the 110 calls. I tried to do the Alphabet calls with our masterclass team. It didn't work out for us. So let's see if we can make it back on Alphabet. If we get a true breakout, maybe we get a little bit of run up into those earnings on Tuesday afternoon. We went ahead of Microsoft, Alphabet. Let's go over, see, Intel. Intel's one that I haven't really traded much. We have a gap to fill the upside at 31.80. We have a gap to fill here at 29.32. We're below the 20-day. So what do we do here? Let's see if we break below the 200 moving average, the daily moving average. If we break below that, we can take a look at these puts here at 29.32 on Intel. Let me do one more here. Let's take a look at Caterpillar. Massive gap to fill here at 199.48. I would want to break below 215, 214. We'll do 214.75. That should be below the 200-day. Excuse me, 214.27. That's below the 200-day. If we break that, I'll keep an eye and see if we can play the 200 puts. If not, the 205s or somewhere around that strike. We're really looking for zones and the best place for volume moving forward. Let's take a look at Snap. They report earnings. Not much to do here on the daily. Breaking down, actually, no gaps. So no edge here. You can see that really the trend is down. I've never really liked this stock. I've traded the IPO when it first came out. I remember that thing went to $80 a share. Other than that, it's been an absolute shit show of a stock, to be honest. And you can see in the daily breaking down every major moving average. I wouldn't be surprised if we get down to the $9 range. But again, is it worth trading? Nah, I wouldn't touch that. Unless you're looking for a lotto and you're looking for some entertainment or some high volatility, fine. But I think it's best to just put our capital to something else. XOM, you can see really nothing going on in this stock, regardless of what oil's been doing. There is a gap to fill here at 110.22. If we break below 113.20, I would play puts to the 110 level and see if we fill that gap. That's really all I've been watching for the most part. Nothing else. I mean, guys, it's really just choppy here. You got to be very fluid with these moves. Let's take a look now at Forex Factory. Here is what is going to be in terms of economic data for the week. Let's see next week. Apply settings. Pretty much all quiet on the Western Front here, guys. New home sales on Tuesday. We also have core durable goods orders, advanced GDP. That's just an advanced number, it's headline number, or a flash number, excuse me. Unemployment claims, core PCE, that's the inflationary reading for the Fed, and employment cost index. I mean, not much to really hang your hat on, to really get excited for. It's really going to be an earnings-focused week. So all the tech earnings, that's going to be the key. And then the week after, just so you know, May 3rd, we will have the FOMC. We expect a 25 basis point hike. So far, April has been very, very excellent. I'm pretty happy with what we're doing so far. Let's go ahead and look at our numbers here in terms of our trades. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and zoom this here. So here we go. This is the week, like I showed you. If you just traded $500 per trade with the exact 40% when we get out, you would have made $556. You can adjust the numbers how you want depending on your risk, but that was the return if just based on that. Again, that's just an assumption if you did it that way. And in terms of April right now, we're 10 out of 13, 77%. That Apple reversal killed us. That would have been a nice one if we caught that. It was actually green, up about $606. If we didn't have just that Apple being done, we'd be up about 12% for the month. Pretty solid, doing better than the S&P at least. So again, the idea is just to stay consistent, guys. You're gonna get those weird reversals. Played some really great trades this week. Majority of the profit was this week in terms of the month. So starting off Q2 right, we're going to keep that momentum going. We're going to play it very safe, very carefully into earnings. And again, one trade at a time. No need to go crazy. But I do expect now that we're starting to get a little weaker now. You can see the S&P just kind of holding pat here. What does earnings give us? Are they going to have a weak forecast? Is it going to be like a Tesla type earning? Or are we going to melt down 10% in one day like an Amazon or a Meta or a Snapchat? Maybe, but all we can do is just wait, and we will be ready to go on Monday. Have a great rest of your weekend. We will catch you guys on Monday for the morning note. Big shout out to the Discord team. Great week. Proud of everybody, and enjoy your weekend. You guys earned it. We'll see you guys on Monday. Cheers.